Hey, I'm Charlie Mattingly with Leading Edge Financial Planning. Today I'm here to talk to you about life insurance. We've got open enrollment coming up at all the airlines, but specifically this topic will be about what happens if I become disabled, if I leave my employer, and in this case in particular the rules at Southwest Airlines and their life insurance provider, which currently is MetLife. So basically, we'll try to tell you the rules, what happens. I've got good experience with this. I just left Southwest Airlines on the voluntary separation plan. So I've gone through this. I got my letter in the mail about my life insurance. I'll share that with you in a second. But first, before I go on, note that we're not associated with Southwest Airlines. We're not associated with the Southwest Airlines Pilots Association, SWAPA. But we are an registered investment advisory firm, and we specialize in helping airline pilots with investing and retirements. So I know that when I was at Southwest, a lot of talk was about, hey, if I become disabled, I'm going to lose my health insurance, I'm going to lose my life insurance. We're going to talk about health insurance on another video. It's a little bit more extensive, a lot more moving parts. But today I want to quickly go through what your options are if you leave Southwest, regardless of whether that be for an early retirement, and I say early because most likely if you're retiring on time, you don't need life insurance anymore. So early retirement like I did, or maybe disability is kind of what we're talking about today. If you've got any questions about this topic, please feel free to email me, call our office. You can talk to any one of us and we'll get you up to speed on these rules and how it applies to you. So basically you have two options. You can continue your life insurance through conversion or portability. So those are the two things that we'll be talking about today and what that means. I got ahead of myself there a little bit. Conversion and portability. But first, let's talk about what does it mean? What if I become disabled? When am I no longer officially a Southwest Airlines employee or pilot in this case? And first, we got to tackle this little nasty acronym called the artificial last day paid calculation. I'm not going to go through this whole thing up here. It's in the contract. This is kind of an example taken out of that. But basically, when you become disabled, you're going to, Southwest Airlines is going to calculate the artificial last day paid. So basically, we're going to take your sick time and divide by 95. If I have that up here, I think I've got it. Yeah, there it is right there. So they're going to take that and they're going to get a number. They're also going to add in vacation, and that is going to be the time period, in this example, 8 months, 11 days, where your employment essentially ends. You're no longer considered an employee at that time after this calculation. So clearly, if you've got zero sick time and you're out, well then your employment, your official status as an employee could be over pretty quickly. Now, if you've got more sick time, that could last a year, 2 years, depending on how much sick time you have. There is one more variable that I don't have down here, and that is typically at the end of the artificial last day paid, there is an extension period for 120 days or 4 months, and that'll come more into play too when we're talking about health insurance. So that is what it looks like, and that's how it's calculated. So if I become injured, sick, disabled, that's the timeline that we'll be looking at here. Okay, now my timeline as a participant in the voluntary separation program was pretty clear. It was August 31st, 2020. And then we've got this packet in the mail, which is what you're looking at on the screen. I know you can't read that, but it's a letter saying, hey, you have two options. You have conversion and you have portability. Here's what they mean. Here's what the rates are. And here's the application to fill this out and send back to us if you want to continue your life insurance, essentially as part of group life insurance at Southwest Airlines. Now, here's what's important. The conversion option. This is very simple. I'm going to cover this right now because basically it means you're going to convert your life insurance at Southwest Airlines to a permanent life insurance or whole life insurance. So many of you know that whole life insurance is always more expensive than term life insurance. So you're going to get this packet, and if you say, hey, I want to convert my life insurance at Southwest to whole life insurance, you're going to call them up. They're going to refer you to a financial firm. I forgot their name. I called them up actually just to see what the process looked like. They called me back. Of course, I didn't answer. But anyway, I just wanted to see how that process worked. But basically, they're going to then interview you. They're going to offer you whole life insurance. Now, most people, I would assume, don't need, in this situation, you probably don't need whole life insurance. However, you may have a personal desire for it, and that's okay. So I can't tell you rates or what that might be like, because it's whole life insurance is going to vary pretty wildly on your particular situation. So that's conversion. Again, converting to whole life, permanent life insurance. Now, the other one that is probably more realistic is going to be the portability option. So if you want to, you can port your life insurance from Southwest Airlines if you leave. So what's the catch? What does this mean? And what do you need to know about it? Okay, so let me just tell you straight up. It's going to be more expensive. Now, a lot of you are thinking, hey, if something happens to me, God forbid I have cancer and I have to leave, I become disabled, the last thing I want to do is lose my life insurance. So the good news is you're not going to lose your life insurance, but it will be more expensive, I think, under almost any scenario. So what happens is you leave Southwest Airlines under either condition that we talked about earlier. You're going to have two options under the portability option. One of them is you fill out a statement of health and you might get preferred rates. Or the other option is you don't fill out this statement of health, you're going to get non-preferred rates. Okay, so what are the catch, and what's the catch of that? What are the rates? So here you go. This is probably the bad news. Let's assume that I'm going to port over $500,000. Now, for portability, I can port over what I currently have or something less. I can port over insurance for my spouse if I want to. So those are all options you have, but I just chose a $500,000 term life insurance that I want to port over. And these rates are right out of this packet. So I think they'd be the same for all of us. But you basically pick your age, how much life insurance. Just to give you a quick math lesson, you divide by 1,000, you multiply that answer by 23 cents, and you get $115 per month. That says 116 there because there's a $1 per month administration fee. So if you get preferred, then and you go for $500,000 life insurance, you can see your new premium will be $116 a month. That's probably a little bit more than what you were paying, maybe not much. But you may or may not get preferred, depends on the statement of health. If you choose to not fill out, again, let's pretend you're disabled, I've got something wrong with me, that's why I'm leaving Southwest Airlines, I'm not going to fill out a statement of health. Okay, so then I'm going to get non-preferred rates. So if I leave Southwest under a terrible condition, again, I've got cancer, I'm leaving, I'm no longer an employee, but I want to keep my life insurance for obvious reasons, I'm going to pay a lot more. I'm going to pay almost 4 times as much. So that $500,000 policy, if I don't fill out this statement of health, and I just say, yes, I want to port my life insurance, but I'm not filling out a statement of health, they're going to give you life insurance, or not give you, you're going to be able to purchase life insurance. You'll have that option, but it's going to be expensive. Almost 4 times as much if you're age 50 for $500,000. Another example, at age 60, preferred rates, 66 cents per $1,000 equals about $330 a month with that $1 per month admin fee on there. You can see that if you're age 60 and you're leaving and you get non-preferred, you're going to pay a whole lot for that $500,000 life insurance, almost $1,200 a month. So that's the good news and the bad news, if you will, about the life insurance. So real quickly, I just wanted to kind of clear up the air on how this process works. Again, I just went through it because I left Southwest Airlines on the voluntary separation plan. Luckily, I had some non-Southwest life insurance already. I didn't need to port this over. I actually went out on the open market and bought some more life insurance just to make sure. But the takeaways here, if you're an employee at any airline, get additional non-company life insurance. It's going to probably save you. You don't have to get a ton, but get some to supplement what you have with your employer. Your employer life insurance is going to be the least expensive probably because usually groups get better rates. The last thing I want to say there, now this is specific to Southwest Airlines as far as people on the health care during this open enrollment. If you're thinking about switching to the regular plan for your health care, and that's appropriate for you and your family based off your health situation and circumstances, that's great. But keep in mind, you're going to lose, at Southwest Airlines, you're going to lose your optional life insurance. That means you're probably going to have about $100,000 life insurance maximum. So just be careful of that. That could negate the cost savings on the regular plan if you don't already have a significant amount of non-Southwest life insurance. So I hope that was helpful. Please, again, feel free to reach out to us anytime. We're happy to help and clear the air on these issues. But thanks, and we'll put out a next video on healthcare and what happens if you become disabled with your healthcare. Thank you very much.